Brand building, I mean, it's really more about the look, more than just the logo. And that's the biggest thing I can take away is it's really all about your messaging, how you position your company, your visual identity, and it's about making sure that you're delivering on what your brand stands for. Yeah, so larger companies obviously have a lot more money to spend. They can spend on TV advertising. They can do a lot of different things. A small business just has to be more creative, and I think there's some basic things you can do, which is uplifting your online profile, your website, making sure that your marketing messaging is consistent, but also get creative in the community. I think a small business can really make an impact in building a brand across the community, maybe supporting different local events or different community efforts, and kind of getting that brand out there in a more cost-effective way by doing it that way versus just spending on traditional media. So I think one big thing is not really looking at a strategy or not doing your homework on what you want to stand for. It's not enough to build a logo and design nice marketing pieces, but it's about how do you actually, how do you want your company to be perceived in the market? So doing that upfront strategy work is important. Another pitfall is not having your team trained in delivering the message or the brand that you stand for. So for example, if your brand stands for being the most responsive company out there in the market, if your employees are not responsive to your customer, then you've really hurt yourself and your brand gets hurt that way. So it's about aligning your team to deliver on your brand. That's a big thing because you can invest as much as you want in designing a nice logo and everything, but if you don't deliver on your brand, then you're not going to be successful. When you pivot or rebrand, you've obviously got something already in place. So it's really about looking at why are we pivoting and rebranding now? What do we want to keep from our existing legacy and what do we want to change? And then really approaching that, when you do that kind of work to identify where you've been, now you can determine where you want to go. And then, once you determine where you want to go, you also want to make sure that you don't turn off your existing customer base, that they still understand what you stand for. So it's about kind of transitioning. You don't want to hurt your legacy. You want to build off of it, and you want to be able to develop a brand that, maybe is more modernized, but it also builds off your legacy so that you can keep your messaging consistent over time.